Welcome back! In this last video, we will finish the brief overview on Blender, addressing a very important and useful topic – compositing. Obviously, we will make just a couple of examples, given the complexity of the topics, just enough to understand how the post-production is fundamentally important. Open the previous project. As you recall, there was a room with a window from which a strong light illuminated the monkey. If you try to imagine a real scene similar to this, framed by a real camera, you can note that if you focus on the interior, the exterior will appear overexposed and probably with a strong luster or glow. Cycles cannot produce glow, so we will produce it in post-production. After rendering and saving the image or video, click here to enter in Compositing Workshop. As you can see, the layout has changed, given more importance to Node Editor and UV Image Editor. You need to render the image or the video before to go in compositing. Open the last render, Render Layer. Then go in Node Editor and click on Compositing button. Check Use Nodes and Backdrop Flags. As you can see, the standard configuration is with two nodes, Render Layer node, with the rendered image loaded inside, connected to the Composite node, the final result of the post-production. You can add more nodes, choosing by filters, mathematic nodes, masks, other layers and images, videos, color corrections, etc. Before to start, you need to show in preview the post-processing results. Add a viewer node and connect it to the nodes. To do this, pressing and holding Shift, drag the mouse holding the left button on the line, so you can create a reroute. Connect the viewer node to the reroute. Don't forget that the composite node must be always connected to save the final image. If you want to create a glow, for example, you need to isolate the clearer part of image, in this case the window. Add a math node and set it as greater than. Put it between the render layer node and the viewer node, setting also the threshold. The result is a black and white image, with only the window represented in white. It means that the colors have been converted to numbers, and Cycles is considering only the colors represented by a greater value than the threshold. Don't be afraid, what you are seeing is normal. Now add a blur filter node and put it after the math node. Set it as fast Gaussian and set up as 10 the X and Y values. As you can see, the light of the windows is glow. You have to mix the original image to the glow effect. Add a mix color node and put it after the blur node. Set it as Add. Then connect the image output socket of the render layer node, also with the first input socket of the mix color node. the two images will be overlapped. If you'd like, for example, to add a color balance, you can just add the node after the color mix. Then play with palettes, for example, setting bluish the shadow and yellowish the light. Finally, save the image one more time. Obviously, the compositing is also more and more tools. You can create vignette, regulate the brightness and the contrast, rescaling the image and overlap a 3D model into a real picture or video in motion tracking. You can render overlapped layers, choosing the passes to create, for example, mist, and more other things. You can follow some tutorials on www.blenderhighschool.it. We recommend, if you like Blender, to buy the complete video course and the ultimate guide. Please put like on this short video and subscribe the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Thanks for watching.